Hello there, how are you? Today I'm going to be putting on a full face of fall makeup. Not too much is new. I have a couple of new products or a couple that I haven't showed on the channel yet. Other than that, it's mostly going to be me talking. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. I hope you'll consider subscribing while you're here and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 and over 60 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. You guys see me using this mug a lot in my videos because I generally film in the morning when I'm having my coffee. This is from the lodge at Whitefish Lake. I lived in a little town called Whitefish for about a year and a half, and the reason I moved there was to hike. Whitefish is right outside of Glacier National Park, which right now is probably my favorite national park. Hiking in Montana is very different than hiking in California, which is where I was raised. Here's the difference. In California, we have black bears. If you're hiking and you see a black bear, here's what happens. They see you, they wet themselves, and then they run away. That's what happens in California. Now in Montana, they have grizzly bears. Very different. So if you're out hiking and you see a grizzly bear, you wet yourself and then they eat you. Therein you have the difference of hiking in Montana and California. We're going to hop into a full face of fall makeup today, and as always, all products that I use and mention today will be listed and linked below, so super easy for you to find. And with that, let's hop into it. So it's getting a little bit fall-like in my area. You know how you can kind of smell fall in the air? That's what it's like. This is my City Beauty Clear Plumping Lip Gloss. The mornings are a little bit crisper. It's getting cooler in the evening. It just feels like fall. And you know what I bought the other day? Apples. There's something about fall that makes me want to eat apples. Of course, they're organic. Milani Eyeshadow Primer. With all the smoke that we had in my area this year, I live in the Lake Tahoe area, I don't feel like I got in as much kayaking as I wanted to, which I really didn't. We lost about 2 months of lake time this year because of the smoke. And when I say it was smoky, I'm not kidding. An unhealthy particle count is about 165. We were over 400 for weeks at a time. It was just crazy around here. But the firefighters have done an amazing job. I tell you, those guys are just phenomenal. I am just so grateful for them. And most of the fires are either out or they're very, very contained. So we're looking good right now. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect. This is the blurring face primer. I really like this primer. I'm not sure if we're going to get an Indian summer. I was just talking to a girlfriend the other day, one of my kayak buddies, and I said, oh gosh, I certainly hope we do, because I want to get a little bit more time out on the lake. If I do get out on the lake, I'm going to try to film it. A lot of you have been asking for more information or videos about my kayaking, and I would love to do that. It's just when I started thinking about it, it got really, really smoky. So if not this year, definitely next summer. This is the Brow Bestie eyebrow pencil from LA Girl. This is in the color Dark Blonde. I really like their eyebrow pencils. They're so affordable and they're so very good. So I always like to start out and define that line on the base of my brow and then just start filling in from there. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Still love this palette. Enjoy all the colors in here. It really is such a beautiful neutral palette. It is a more expensive palette, but gosh, I have just enjoyed it so much. I'm going to dip into this eggshell color right here, and that's going to go over both lids from top to bottom. I just want to lay down a nice light base and cover up all the veins and discoloration on my lids. Now I'm going to take my 202 brush from BK Beauty and dip into this cool brown right here. It's a very soft color. That's going to go right above my natural crease and down into the crease area just a little bit. So I like to leave my eyes just natural, not lift my eyebrows up too much when I'm placing this color, because when I lift my eyebrows up, the skin is in a much different place than it is when I relax my eyes. So I try to keep my eyes just natural while I place this color. And that way I'm getting it in the place that it's actually going to be when my eyes are relaxed. Now I'm going to take my 201 brush and just really blend the edges of that color out. I want a very, very smooth transition. Today it's just going to be a lot of chatting, and I'm going to share something about myself that you don't know, because most people don't know it. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to dip just the tip of those bristles into this dark color right here in the middle. That's going to go along my lash line and up the outside of my eye to kind of create a lift and lay down a base for my eyeliner. So just the tip of the bristles into that color. I'm going to tap it off, and then I'm going to tap that right along the lash line and up towards the eyebrow, a little bit into that crease area. Now that I have that dark color laid down on both eyes, I'm going to go back in with my 201 brush and I'm just going to soften the edges of that line. I don't want to move that color very much because I want it to stay where I placed it, but I want the edges to be very, very soft and muted. You can see that dark color out towards the outside of my eye has really kind of created a look of a lift. Now I'm going to take my finger and dip into this really beautiful shimmer shade right here. It's a silver color. It is so very, very pretty. And that's going to go right on the movable lid. Just pat it on almost to the outside of my eye, but I'm going to stop before I get to that darker color in the outside corner. Once I have that placed on my eyelids, go back in again and I'm going to blend that into the crease color. So I have a very, very smooth transition there. For foundation, I'm going to be using one of my favorite foundations. I love this foundation. This is the one I use if I want my makeup to look really, really special. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow. They make a concealer in this line as well. I haven't tried it yet, but by golly, it's on my list. A couple of you have messaged me and said it's really, really good, so I'm excited to give it a whirl. Hopefully I'll get it in the next several weeks. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the thing that you guys don't know about me. And how do I know that you don't know that about me? Because not very many people do. I just don't talk about it. Maybe it's not going to be that interesting to you, but I'm going to talk about it today. And that is that I don't watch TV. And when I say I don't watch TV, I'm telling you I don't watch TV. I have not watched TV in probably over 20 years. And I have not owned a TV, gosh, for probably, I don't even remember how long, at least 10 years. I used to have a TV in my house, but I didn't have anything but Netflix on it. And every now and again, I would watch a movie on Netflix. I don't even do that anymore. This all started way back when my girls were little. And I had this routine where I would get up in the morning early before they got up. I would make my coffee and I would sit down and I would drink my coffee and read the newspaper. Truly, I would lay the newspaper out. I lived in a major market, so we had a major newspaper, and I would go through the newspaper from start to finish. Well, one morning I was doing this and I was drinking my coffee, reading the newspaper, and all of a sudden I just had the thought that this is not good for me. I just had the sense that the information that I was digesting first thing in the morning wasn't enhancing my life and it wasn't making my day any better. And that thought really stuck with me and I kind of mulled it over for a few days and then I canceled my newspaper. After I canceled the newspaper, the next thing that happened was I stopped watching the news on television. I just got the sense, and I don't know if you've ever had this too, that what I was hearing wasn't necessarily the true story or the whole story or the right story. It just seemed to me that it wasn't really programmed in my favor or in a way that was really helpful and useful to me. So I stopped watching the news. Pixi Peach Corrector, this is called their under eye brightener, great product. So now I'm not watching the news or reading the newspaper. And the next thing that happens is that I just pretty much don't watch TV at all. Every now and then, because the girls were younger and Gracie was a dancer, sometimes she and I would sit down and watch a dance show. I don't know if you remember that show, So You Think You Could Dance. Oh gosh, we used to love to watch that together because it would really inspire some of her choreography for her dancing. So I would watch a few little things with the girls every now and again, but pretty much my relationship with the television just faded away over time. Then it got to the point where I just wasn't watching TV at all, and that's where I am now. I don't own a TV and I don't want to own a TV. And not only do I not own a TV, I don't even listen to the radio. In other words, I don't consume any media that is not directed by me. In other words, the only media that I consume is the media that I intentionally choose. Even when I'm watching videos on YouTube, I mute the little commercials that come on first because I don't want to hear them. I don't even trust the language. I don't trust the message. I don't trust any of it. Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer. I love this stuff. So now you're probably wondering, what do I do around the house? Well, I do a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I'm really busy all the time. I have lots and lots of projects going at any given moment and a lot of things that I'm interested in that I'm researching. I do consume some media, and the media that I consume is individuals who do videos. And when I say individuals, I mean some guy in the spare room in his house that is sitting in front of a camera like I'm doing right now with a microphone. That's the kind of media or information that I watch. I don't want anything scripted. I don't want anything that is promoted. I don't want anything that I feel like there might be an agenda other than the agenda that I think is good for me that I watch. This concealer is my favorite concealer. I just love it. It blends in so well, does such a good job of covering up my under eye circles. Oh, wonderful. Fenty Beauty Lavender Powder. I use this to set my under eyes. The reason why I like it so well, and I've been using it for a long time, is that it's a light, bright lavender color, which seems to really help brighten up my under eyes. Plus the powder itself is so good. So I just take a little bit on my brush like this, and then I roll it around in the lid. You can see it. And tap it off and place that underneath my eyes, roll it over, and do the other side. How has not watching TV changed me? And as a matter of fact, it has changed me quite a bit, and I've noticed it. The first thing I notice is when I go somewhere and there's a TV on, I am really aware of the message that is coming out of that TV. And I'm really aware how people are receiving that message as well. It seems really unusual to me. In other words, it appears odd to me when I see someone sitting in front of a TV watching it. And I know that might sound unusual, but that's just how it affects my reality. I can remember a couple of years back, I went and stayed with some friends of mine, and the husband was one of those types of people that had the TV on all the time. And it was generally on a news channel, like a mainstream media news channel. And gosh, I really, really noticed it. Around my house, it's not like that. I'm going to spray a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray on my sponge right here, and I'm just going to tap that underneath my eyes. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. Love this. The makeup I'm using today is the makeup that I just get tickled when I use. And I'm not saying that there aren't other makeup items that I love as much, but these are ones that I really get a kick out of. Another result of me not watching TV is I think that it has really changed my meter as far as what's truthful and what's not. Because I don't have that programming coming in all day long, I do feel like my decisions or my choices are informed by my belief system and not someone else's belief system. Does that make sense? So now you're probably wondering, what do I watch? And I do watch things on my computer in the evening. I watch some videos on YouTube. I watch a lot more videos these days on Rumble and BitChute because they seem to have the content that I'm looking for. The channels that I watch are people that I respect and whose opinions I have belief in. You can see that I moved that contour a little bit up onto my face where my jowls are, because I want to kind of push that area back in space. When it's a little bit darker, it recedes. The one thing that gets me really excited about all the media that's available online these days, and I'm talking about those people that are in the spare bedroom in their house with a camera and a microphone, is that I can pick and choose what it is I want to watch and what I want to learn about. For instance, I just got interested in a particular area of gardening, and I was able to find lots and lots of people who have done what I want to do, and I was able to watch lots of videos about the topic and learn a lot from them. I think that is so wonderful. Isn't that contour just so very pretty? This is the Honest Beauty Cream Blush. This is in Rose Pink. Isn't that just pretty? This is one of my favorite blushes. So back to content and being able to choose your own content. It was really handy for me when I was very first starting to crochet to be able to go online and find a ton of people who are going to teach me exactly how to do it really quickly and very, very clearly. That was lovely. Now I'm going to take my sponge and just press that in and work particularly around the edges so that they're very, very smooth and blended in. The one new product I have today, this is from Maybelline. This is their Perfector, the 4-in-1. This was really kind of a big hit over the last couple of months because a lot of people are saying that it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have this product. I love this product. And I have tested this on the back of my hand. I haven't used it on my face yet. And I think it's really going to be wonderful. I picked this up in the color Light. And you can see it's very similar to their Age Perfect Concealer in that it has the little sponge on the top. I don't particularly care for these sponges, but I do keep it on for this particular application, and we'll see how it goes. So you just twist it until some product starts showing up on that sponge. And now I'm just gonna place it on my cheeks. We're gonna use it as highlighter today. A little here, a little on the front, and then just tap it in with my fingers. You know what? This is acting just like the Charlotte Tilbury product. And I'll tell you, this is a lot less expensive. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So easy to do. So why don't you tell me in the comments down below how you choose your media, whether you watch TV, whether you don't watch TV, and if you don't, why? I've told you my whole story. One thing I can say is that I can't imagine what would have to happen for me to go back to watching TV. Based on what I'm seeing with the program available, I just have no interest in it at all. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you. I'm going to use the Milani Prep Set and Glow. Just get a little bit on a big fluffy brush, tap it off, and then I just pounce that all over my face. Now I'm going to line my eyes in tight line with the L'Oreal Lay Liner, use the L'Oreal Voluminous Eyelash Base, and the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and I'll be right back. For lips today, I'm going to be using a pencil from LA Girl. This is in the color Blushing, and the lipstick, I don't think I've ever used this on the channel. This is from Maybelline. It's called Daringly Nude. It is so very pretty. And then I'm going to top it all off with this Milani Keep It Full lip gloss in the color Champagne. And once I have that lip liner on, I'm just going to smudge it out so that it has a softer look on my lips. Here we have the lip color. Here we have the finished look. Gosh, that was a lot of fun to do a fall makeup look. I'm so excited about using deeper, richer colors for the fall and winter season. The standouts for me today, definitely the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. What I love about it is that it's not a fad palette. It is something that could go on for years to come. The colors are beautiful. The formulas are glorious to work with. Always love working with this palette. So a big fan of the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Of course, still one of my superstar foundations, the Forever Skin Glow from Dior. I love this. It is so pretty on the skin. It gives just the nicest little glow. Always easy to work with. Makes my skin look better than it is. This is a higher end foundation. A foundation that I love nearly as much is the Revlon Colorstay. This is very, very affordable. So these are two of my favorite foundations. The Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1. Oh my gosh, this is really a wonderful little product. It looks so similar to the Hollywood Flawless Filter. You can see it on my hand right here. I don't think I could tell the difference if I had this on my face. So definitely a great find. Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1. I'm in the color light. And I'm really loving the lip combination today. The LA Girl lip liner in Blushing, Daringly Nude from Maybelline, and then topping it off with the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss in the color Champagne. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Chatty Get Ready with me. I hope you found it fun, helpful, and useful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. You guys know it just makes my day when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day. Wear your sunscreen and all. See you in the next video. Bye now.